Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the ESPN Sunday Night Baseball 1993 replay using replay baseball. Last Sunday's night's game was rained out, but now we're at Busch Stadium in St. Louis as the San Francisco Giants take on the St. Louis Cardinals. And we'll look at the standings as done by Stratomatic Baseball to see how we're doing and the reason why we flexed to this game. Look at the NL West. Houston, surprisingly, is leading the Giants and the Braves by 5 and 6.5 games. So the Giants need to win to make up some room on the Astros. According to Stratomatic, the Astros are 12 games better than what they were in real life at this point. And the Braves and the Giants are underperforming, which is why the Astros are in the lead. Phillies have a pretty comfortable lead, 9 games over second place St. Louis. Phillies about right where they're supposed to be, as is the Cardinals. So, but I mean, it ended up being very, very close with actually Montreal taking second place in real life. But right now, the Phillies have a 9-game lead, so that's pretty safe. The National League just mainly concentrates in the West. And speaking of the West, that's exactly where the American League is concentrating, because the Toronto Blue Jays have pretty much clinched the division. Their magic number is down to 8. They have an 18-game lead over the Yankees, so won't be seeing Toronto until the play. You know, if I decide to do playoffs, then we'll see Toronto. But other than that, won't be seeing Toronto. Kansas City has crept up and has overtaken both Texas and Chicago. So Kansas City has been on a hot streak lately, and they have a 2.5-game lead over Texas, 2 in the loss column, 3.5 over Chicago, only 3 in the loss column. So for all intents and purposes, it's a 2 and a 3-game lead. And so next Sunday could very well be something from the American League West, depending on who's playing who and whatnot. Seattle's kind of on the borderline, but I don't think they can jump all 4 teams. So it's mostly a 3-team race here, as it is in the National League West. 3-team race in the National League West as well. So that's where we're at and why we chose this game. I don't remember what the original Sunday night game was, but much like the NFL does late in the season, we were flexing the game to pick the games that are more relevant to playoff contention. Got our dice. And starting pitchers for today's game, left-hander Tom Urbani for the Cardinals. And as you can see, he's got the shaded area, which means he has extreme splits versus lefties and righties. Not always better against the lefties than he was the righties. For instance, in walks, he has more walks against lefties than he does against righties because these numbers are higher. But on base hits allowed, a little bit better here, 1, 2, 3 versus 2, 3, 4. And definitely for home runs, a lot of 1s here where we got a 3 and a 2 down here. So that's Urbani, and more strikeout chances with the lower numbers here as well against lefties. So Tom Urbani is on the mound for the Cardinals against the Giants, Bill Swift. And Bill Swift is a ground ball pitcher. You can see he's got the infield positions right here at his column 6, row 1 and 2. So if the blue die is a 2 and the red die is a 6, or the blue die is a 1 and the red die is a 6, we won't be looking at a potential home run fly ball. Everything will shift to column 4, both on the Swift's card and on the batter card. So that's the advantage of being a ground ball pitcher. All right, I think we are just about ready to go. Got everything in place, the action charts, the trifold is behind me. So hopefully everything is as it should be. Let me take one more peek through the phone to make sure everything is lined up the way I would like it. Where everything is showing, I think it is. Let's try one more little piece here. There we go. I think that will do it. And the focus looks pretty good. All right, so we're ready to go. Darren Lewis will lead it off for the Giants, center fielder. And I do have the game, or I did print the game off on the replay score sheet. This is one of the advantages. And I did later on, midway through the season, buy the 93 PC season when they had a sale. But I continued to let the Stratomatic PC do the simming because that's where I started it. Didn't see any change in it. But we've got the lineups here. You can pre-fill them in the PC game and print them out before you start. So if you're rolling cards and dice, you can print everything out. That's one of the features in the PC game, which is nice that you can do. Be nice if other game companies did that, but and some may, I don't know, but the ones I'm aware of don't. But I think we're ready to go. Darren Lewis against Tom Urbani. Giants need the win as they trail the Astros in the West by 5 games. And so far, let's see, it's the Giants are 77-58, so that is what, 135 games. So you're looking at another 20 some odd games, 27 games, I think. 28 games, something like that. So they gotta get busy. They can't afford to slip. So Lewis is up against Urbani. That's a 2-6-3. 2-6. We're in the shaded area. Now Urbani's facing a righty in Lewis, so we're down here. And the 2 and the 3 is the second column. That middle row is 3-4. So we're looking right here. That's a 4. So we got a 4. We know that's going to be a 4. The 4 is going to add to the 55 to make it a 59. So nowhere in the looping drive to the outfield. The blue die being a 3 means a center fielder. And for the Cardinals, center fielder is Mark Whitten. Mark Whitten is the center fielder in this game. And for Mark Whitten, his range is a 3 in center field. Right now, this is a 2, but that can certainly change. We go to Busch Stadium, column 2, and if it changes to anything 3 or higher, it will be a hit. So in this case, if we roll a 1 or a 2, then that means Whitten will make the catch. If we roll a 3 or higher, it will drop in for a base hit. And Whitten's going to make the catch. So it stayed a 2, so Whitten will make the catch, and Darren Lewis is out of there. Nice play, Mark Whitten. 1 away, start the ball game. So Urbani getting some defensive help right off the bat as Whitten makes the catch, and here comes Robbie Thompson. 4-2-2. 4-2 is an 18. And again, we're over on the versus right-hand side, and the 2 means we're looking at the second baseman. That is Luis Alicea, and his range at second base is a 2, or his defensive rating is a 2. So we got 18 and 2 for a total of 20, and a 20 with the infielder back is a potential ground out, but we are going to the first base umpire chart. That's the chart that when you have a 20, then the 1 and the 6 are safe. Everything else is out. When you have a 21, it's a better chance for a hit, where 1 and 6 are out, so everything else is safe. So in this case, a 1 or a 6, and Thompson will beat it out. Anything else 2 through 5, and Alicea will make the play. It's a 1, so Thompson beats it out. Infield hit. Robbie Thompson hustling down the line and gets that infield single. And he's aboard for former Cardinal Willie McGee. Still seems kind of weird to see him on a team other than the Cardinals, but there he is. Willie McGee, switch hitter. 4-2, and that's a 1. This is like a double play written all over it. 4-2 is a 1. 4-2 again is Alicea, the second baseman. He's a 2. That's a total of 3, and anything 2 through 6 with the infield halfway is a double play. So it's going to go 4-6-3, and that will end the inning. So nothing doing for the Giants. They get a hit, and that was it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. End of a half an inning to play. It's the Giants nothing, and the Cardinals coming to bat. And pitching for the San Francisco Giants will be Bill Swift, right-hander. 21-8 on the 1993 season with a 2.82 ERA. Luis Alicea, who made that nice play, will lead things off. I forgot to mention these are the starting lineups and the benches for both teams. Remember, it's September, so we got September call-ups. So loaded bench, loaded bullpen. So you won't run out of pitchers or hitters most likely. I did have a snafu here. I listed Royer twice for some reason, so I just scratched him off. So that's what my little mistake was there. I just didn't have the whiteout to fix it, so I just scratched it off. Alicea against Swift. 1-1 is a 20. 1-6 is a 2. Total 22. That's going to be a base hit, and with a 22, that's a potential error. The blue die is a 6, which means you're looking at the right fielder, and that is Willie McGee. So it says here that roll against the error rating of Willie McGee. So Willie McGee's error rating in right field is a 34. So we're going to roll the two red and white D6s. If it's higher than 34, then Willie McGee has booted it. And he did. It is higher than 34, so he does boot it. So that'll be a single plus an error. So single for Alicea plus an E9. And Alicea is at second base to start off the bottom of the first. Bill Swift not happy with the defense. And he's kind of giving a look out there to Willie McGee. So runner is on second with nobody out. And here comes Tim Jones, the shortstop. For whatever reason, Ozzie Smith is on the bench, but they decide to go with Tim Jones and give Smith the day off. 6-3 is a 31. 6-2, though, is we're in the shaded area, which means infield hit, so it's not going to be a 31. It's going to drop to column 4 for a 19. So instead of a pop-up, this is a possible infield hit. So that becomes a 19. 6-2 here's the shortstop. That is, so we're going to move over here and keep the shortstop with us. So the shortstop in this case is Royce Clayton. And he is a 2. So we get a 19 and 2 for 21 with the infield back. A 21 is a single off the glove. However, again, we're back to the umpire chart where a 1 or a 6 is going to be an out. Anything else, he'll be safe. He's safe. Now let's check and see if the runner scores. Says here, with the infield back, and we had the 21. Runners advance, one base, runner scores from second. So that'll bring home the run. So Cardinals lead it 1-0 early as Tim Jones gets the base hit. Alicea, he knocked it down and was able to scramble to get it. But by the time he did, Alicea hustles around the bases and scores. Cardinals lead it 1-0. Astros are loving this. Bill Swift is not. So that'll bring up Greg Jeffries. 2-6, and we're back in the shaded area again. That's a 5, so that means we're back to the right fielder, Willie McGee. And well, actually, last time we were at a different right fielder, weren't we? All right, so no, we weren't. Willie McGee was failed range play, so that's how Alicea made it in there. Oh, it was actually a failed error play. This time it's a range on Willie McGee. He's a 3. So again, much like we had with Witten in the first inning, that's a 2. But if it changes to a 3 or higher, it's going to drop in for a base hit. The way it does that in column 2, if we roll a 3 through 6, this will change to a 3 or higher and it'll be a base hit. If we roll a 1 or 2, it's going to stay where it is and it'll be caught by Mr. McGee. So let's see, 1 or 2, that's what Bill Swift needs right now. Does not get it, that's going to drop in for a base hit. So dropping in for a base hit, it's a single. Runners advance 1 base, 2 bases if their speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. All right, so let's see. Tim Jones's speed is a 3, and Willie McGee's arm is also a 3, so it's not higher, it's the same. So just a 1 base advancement. It will drop in for a hit, but it's just a 1 base advancement. But that's 3 consecutive singles to start the game for the Cardinals. And they are getting to Billy Swift, and Billy Swift again looking at Willie McGee like, come on, man. So Todd Zeal. 4-6, that's a potential double play. In fact, it's going to be a double play. 4-6 is a 1. 4-6 over here is a second baseman. That's Robbie Thompson, and Thompson is a 1 also. It's a total of 2, and so that's going to be a double play with the infield halfway. Runner will go to third, but now there are 2 quick outs. So just what the doctor ordered there, 4-6-3 double play. Jones will take third base, but now there are 2 outs. And Bernard Gilkey will be up to try to score that run from third. Swift trying to minimize the damage to 1 run. 4-6, the same thing we just had again. It's a 1 there, so that's going to be a ground out. Easy play. And let's see, it's a 4-5, which means went to shortstop Clayton. So Clayton makes the play. So there's 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. After 1 complete from Busch Stadium, it's the Cardinals 1 and the Giants nothing. But Bill Swift actually got by pretty easily because that looked like a crooked number was going up there, but only 1 run comes in, and the way the Giants can hit 1 run doesn't mean a whole lot. So here's Matt Williams, third baseman, to step in against Urbani. 4-5, and that's a 16. 4-4. against a right-hander is right here, the shortstop, and that is Tim Jones. Jones is a 3. So a 3 and a 16 there is a 19 with the infield back. That's going to be a ground out. So Jones will be able to handle it. Had he been halfway, that might have been gotten through for a hit, but with the infield fully back, it's just a routine ground out. And that brings up Barry Bonds. 1-2 is a 2. 1-2 is a 3. Total of 5, and that's a strikeout. So Urbani sets Bonds down on strikes. 2 down for Steve Scarsoni. Scarsoni at first base today. With the lefty on the mound for the Cardinals, they are going with the right-hander Scarsoni. Will Clark, I guess, is injured at this point. He's not on the roster that I can see. 6-3 is a 16, and a 6-1 against a right-hander is a 1. That's a total of 17, column 6, and that's a deep fly out to left field for out number 3 to end the inning. So 1-2-3 inning for Urbani, and the Giants go quietly in the second. We go to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 Cardinals. And leading off for the Cardinals will be Mark Whitten, taking on Bill Swift. Five, 6, and that's a 2. 5-4 is a 2 also. Total of 4 in column 5, and that's a ground ball to short. So 1 away. Mostly low numbers for Swift in the 5 category, which means he didn't walk as many people. He has better control, particularly if you get that 1, 2, or 3 number up there. All those 1s will come into play. Here's Rod Brewer, the right fielder for the Cardinals. 3-3, and that's a 32. 3-5, and that is a 4. Total of 36 in column 3, and that's going to be a double to left field. So Rod Brewer, a 1-out double, and the Cardinals are in business again. Rod Brewer with the double. Here's Tom Pagnazzi, number 8 hitter. Swift, 2-3 is a 16. 2-4 is a 1. Total of 17 in column 2. With the bases empty, it's a strikeout. Otherwise, it's a fly to center. So in this case, we have the fly to center. There's a talks about the runner moving up on a sacrifice fly, but not from second to third. So the runner, in this case, Brewer, will have to hold at second base. So that brings up the pitcher, Tom Urbani. He was a 168 hitter and 16 at-bats. 5-1 is a 5. 5-3 is a 1. Total of 6. And in column 5, 6 says runner on first only or bases full. Count is 2 balls. So it would be a walk. However, there is a raised number here of 2 next to this one on row 3. So we're going to re-roll. If we get a 1 or a 2, then it turns into a ball 2 count. If we get higher than 2, then that means that the walk stands. The walk stands. So in this case, Bill Swift walks the pitcher Urbani, kind of the, pardon the pun, but the cardinal sin there, walking the Cardinal pitcher. And that brings up Luis Alicea. Swift just hasn't got into the groove in this game yet. 6-6, and that might not help his cause either. 6-6 is an 8. 6-4 is a 2, total of 10. And that's going to be a single to center field. Now the question is, can the run score? Let's take a look at what the chart tells us. Runners advance 1 base. Runner on second may try to score, and defense may try for the play at the plate. Okay. Now the runner on second base is Brewer. He only runs at a 2. And let's see, the center fielder arm in this case is Lewis, and his arm is a 3. So that would be looking at a -1 as far as the third base coach would go. We'd be looking at a -1. Let's see here. For throws home, center field move right 1 column. So that means we're back to a 0. So we'd be right here in the 0 column for the extra base. The only way he's out is on a 9. He holds on a 3, 11, or 12. Anything else, he will score. So they're going to send him 2 D6s. That's an 8, so that should score the run. 8 says XB. XB just says lead runner is safe, easily advancing, extra base, other runners hold. So the runner on first stays to second, batter goes to first, the runner on second will score. So it's an RBI single from Luis Alicea. And the Cardinals now lead it 2-0. And Swift definitely having his troubles here to start the ball game. Here's Tim Jones. 5-1 is a 5, 5-3 is a 1. And again, it's a 6 in column 5, but the bases are not loaded, so it's not a 2-ball count, but we have the raised number of 2. So once again, 1 or 2, it goes to a 2-ball count. Does not, it's a walk. It's going to load the bases. So Swift uncharacteristically losing control. Bases are now loaded for Greg Jeffries. And this is where Bill Swift has to make the play here, or this game could be over in a hurry. Oh, the white die did not go through. Let's re-roll that for some reason. 3-3 is a 5. We're in the shaded area. 3-3 here is a 1. So we're now going to add 2 to whatever this result is. If the result is a 7 or higher, it's a base hit. Right now it's a 7, but that can change. That right here with Busch Stadium, right now it's a 5. The only way it stays a hit is if we roll a 5 or a 6. That would keep these at a 5. If we roll a 4 or less, it's going to drop this and the play will be made. It's a 1, so it drops it to a 2. So the 2 plus 2 is a 4, and that's going to end up being a short fly to right field to end the inning and keep Bill Swift in the game. So the Cardinals threaten with a whole lot, come away with just a 1 run, and they do it on 2 hits. There were also 2 walks involved, and they leave them loaded. So maybe the Cardinals might come back to get them later on if the Giants rally. But 2 innings are in the books, and it is 2-0 in favor of the Redbirds. And Tabby has joined me on the little perch next to me, so hopefully I might just pay her some attention while I'm playing just to keep her at bay. She may make a noise here or there, who knows. I think if I pet her while I play, she'll feel like she's part of the game and not want to jump on the table. So we can hope. All right, Royce Clayton, shortstop. 5-6 is a 3, and a 5-4 against a right-hander is also a 3. So that's a total of 6, and that's going to be a leadoff walk to Royce Clayton. Royce Clayton with the walk. You may have heard Tabby there. I'm not sure how well that picked up on the microphone there, but anyway, she was trying to make her presence felt on this Sunday night. Here's Kirk. What was that man wearing? 4-2 is an 18. 4-1 is against a right-hander is a second baseman, and second baseman is Alicea. He's a 2. So a 2 and an 18 is a 20. Infield halfway and a 20 is a single knocked down by the fielder's glove. But again, with the 20, we're going to the umpire chart. 1 to 6, he's safe. Anything else, he will be out. He is going to be out. So the play will be made. I'm sorry, no, that's with the infield back. With the infield halfway, that does not apply. My bad. I stand corrected. The 20 will stand as a single. Runners advance 1 base. That umpire chart's only when the infield is back. But when they're halfway, that takes that out of the equation, and that'll be a single for Kurt Manwaring. So Alicea was able to knock it down and keep it from going to the outfield, but could not do anything else with it. And here comes Bill Swift, who's actually a pretty good hitter at 263. Although he's a good bunter as a 1, so I think they're going to have him bunt. The infield will come in the corners. And, of course, what that does is make him a 2. Actually, not a 2, but on the chart on a 1, they have alternating results here where they're in or not in. So he's a 1, but we're going to do the in portion instead of the not in portion. So we're going to roll 2d6s plus the blue die to see who fields it. That's a 5, which is a good sacrifice. The blue die is a 3, is a first baseman. So sacrifice to first. And Jeffries, all he can do really pretty much is just tag Swift coming in, and that's going to be the first out, but the runners will advance, and Bill Swift did his job. And now Tabby has laid out here, so she's all over my cards and everything. So I'll try to work around that, move my stuff over just a tad, so I can still play while she's here, and there's no interruptions, hopefully. All right, so Darren Lewis now steps to the plate. Infield for the Cardinals is back. They got a 2-run lead. They don't want to give up a big inning, so Lewis, 4-1 is a 17. 4-5 against a right-hander is the third baseman in this case. That's Matt Williams, and he is a 1. So we got a 17 and a 1 for a total of 18 with the infield halfway. And it says grounder out at first, runners advance 1 base. So even the runner on second will go to third, but more importantly, the run will score. And the Giants are now on the board. Giants are on the board. Had the infield been in, that would have been a single. So by playing back, they at least got the out. And now Tabby's up here trying to mess with my chart. So she may have to go here shortly because this is just, we're getting some major interference here. All right. Might have even heard a purr in my microphone there. She was right up in my face. All right, so Robbie Thompson, she's just trying to get my attention. Might even see her tail over by the dice tray. I don't know how much is showing up on the phone, but anyway, there are now 2 outs. And runner at third for Robbie Thompson. 6-2, and that's in the shaded area. 6-3 against a right-hander is a 2. So we're going to add 2 to whatever we get here. In the column 6, Thompson's a right-handed hitter, so we're going to look up here. Right now it's a 9, but I mean, it could go as low as a 6 here depending on what we roll. So roll a 2, so it's going to stay a 9. So it stays a 9. That's a 2. That's a total of 11. And 11 means that's a single, but a potential home run. If you roll a 6, then it turns into a home run. Anything else is a single. And that's a 5. So it will be a single for Robbie Thompson, but he gets the base hit that ties the game. We are tied at 2 apiece. So a clutch 2-out single for Robbie Thompson has tied the game. And now that'll bring up Willie McGee. 3-4, and that's a rare play possibility. It's even, though, so it's a comebacker to the mound. Thompson runs at a 3. McGee runs at a 4. So the play is going to, for the Cardinals, is going to be at second base. Have to roll a 4 or better to get him out. And they do. So they retire Thompson. Nice play there. Urbani will throw to second base to get the out and end the inning. But the Giants do score 2 runs. It's going to go as a fielder's choice, 1-4, as Alicea was covering. So for the Cardinals, they got 2 hits, 2 runs, no errors, and 1 left. So we go to the bottom of the third, tied at 2, and Tabby has finally moved back to her perch. So maybe we can get some going here without any more interruptions or anything like that. Put my cards back where they're supposed to be and roll on, as they say. So Bill Swift back on the mound now with a 2-2 tie. And he'll be facing Todd Zeal to start things off for the Redbirds. 1-3 is a 3. 1-6 is a 2. That's a strikeout. So Zeal has had a rough day. He hit into a double play, and now he's struck out. So he's had a rough game so far, but it's early. Bernard Gilkey, the batter. Oh, that's trouble. Triple sixes. That is long, and that is gone. That's a 10, and a 6 here is a 4. That's a 14. That is out of here. Sayonara Pelota. Home run for Bernard Gilkey, and the Cardinals lead it 3-2. Bill Swift, unfortunately, that's the old APA triple sixes there that spells doom for the pitcher. 6-2 is in the shade area again. 6-5 is a 3, so we're going to add 3 to whatever we get. Right now it's a 9. Witten is a switch hitter batting left-handed, so we come up here. Giants need a low number to get this number down lower than 9. It's a 4, so it's going to stay a 9. So that's a 9. That's a 2. Again, it's an 11, which is a base hit, but a 6 would be a home run. And it's not. It's just going to be a single from Mark Witten, but Bill Swift just doesn't seem to have his stuff today for whatever reason. He's getting knocked around pretty good. He is their ace, and he's just getting pummeled so far. Here's Brewer. 6-5 is a 36. That's a strikeout for out number 2. 36 is in column 6. Our strikeouts guaranteed unless the pitcher moves them to column 4. But if it stays in column 6, it's a strikeout. Here's Pagnazzi. 4-5, and that's a 3. 4-2 is second baseman, and Thompson will make the play to end the inning. But the run scores, they do it on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. After 3 complete from Busch Stadium, it's the Cardinals 3 and the Giants 2. And the Cardinals have scored a single run every inning, so they've put the pressure on every single inning on Bill Swift. And I think he's been feeling the pressure. So we'll see what happens here. Matt Williams will lead it off for the Giants. And Urbani's not exactly Sandy Koufax, so, I mean, he had a 4.65 ERA, so I do expect the Giants to score some more runs. 6-4 for Williams, and that's a split chance against the left-hander. That becomes an 11, a potential home run, in fact, a probable home run. 6-2 here against the right-hander is a 1. So that becomes a 12. That becomes a 12, but he's got the Rays number in column 6. So it says here, if the pitcher has a raised number besides his column 6 grade and results in a home run, roll 1 die. If the die is higher than the pitcher's raised number, the home run stands. All right, so first of all, we got to see if it's a home run. And it's going to be a home run unless he rolls a 1. That's the only thing that's going to stop that. And it's a 1, so you don't have to go to that check. But how we roll higher than a 1, we roll again. If it was a 4 or less, it would have been reduced to a single. But in this case, Matt Williams will take his single. Leadoff single. Actually, that was Willie McGee, not Williams. No, I'm sorry. McGee made the final out last time. So, no, he didn't. How did I get him out of place here? And the cards stuck together on me. So, that should have been McGee's at bat. So, let's redo this at bat altogether. Should have been McGee, not Williams. The result was a 6-4 originally. And a 6-2 over here. So 59 and the 1 there is a 60. And that's going to be a single to left. So the single will stand, but it belongs to Willie McGee, not to Matt Williams. So a little mix up there. Now Matt Williams will come to the plate. I don't know how that got mixed up like that, but it did. Williams 5-3, and that's a 6. 5-5 against the righty will take him here to a 4. That's a total of 10, and that's going to be a walk. So runners at first and second with nobody out. And I hope I didn't get them out of order from the previous inning where I'm really screwed up. I'm just going to go with it. So hope everything is copacetic. But anyway, for Urbani, he's in trouble because now here comes Barry Bonds. Pre-Royd Barry Bonds. 4-6 is a 19. 4-4 is the second baseman. That is Robbie Thompson, who's a 1. So that's a total of 20 with the infield halfway. 20 with the infield halfway. 20 with the infield halfway is a single knocked down by the fielder. Runs advance 1 base. You don't go to the umpire chart because the infield was not back. They were at halfway. So it's going to be a infield single for Barry Bonds, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Steve Scarsoni, and now the Cardinal bullpen might start to loosen a bit. Urbani is scheduled to lead off next inning, though. They like to get him through the inning and maybe pinch hit for him, but let's see. Infield for the Cardinals is at double play depth. 1-5 is a 2. 1-5 is a 5. So that's a total of 7. 7 in column 1 is a pop out to second base, but I'm sorry, no, it's a 2. Okay, so just a pop out. But had we had this caret symbol here, that would have been a sacrifice fly. It would have changed from a pop to second to a sacrifice fly to center. But he does not have that caret sign in the 5 row. He's got it in the 6 row. So it's a pop up to second base. Big out there for Urbani to get. And that brings up Royce Clayton. And the Giants definitely don't want to lose this opportunity. But a double play gets the Cardinals out of the inning now. Clayton, 3-3 is a 14. 3-4 is a 3. That's a total of 17 in column 3. And that's a double to the gap in center field for Royce Clayton. That will score at least 2 runs. Let's check the third runner. Runners advance 2 bases, check with third base coach. The runner on first is Barry Bonds, who runs at a 5, so they're definitely going to try to score him. Let's see if he can score or not. The hit went to center field. So center fielder arm, in this case, is Mark Whitten, which is a 4. So that means Barry Bonds gets a +1 advantage on the third base coach. So we go back to the third base coach. And he's a +1, but again, throws from center field. Throws home from center field, you go right 1 more column, so it's actually going to be a +2. The only way he's out is on a 12. That's the only way he's out. 9, he's going to be fine. Extra base. He'll get the extra base, and the bases will clear. It's a base-clearing double from Royce Clayton. And the Giants pick up 3 runs really fast and now take a 5-3 lead. And Urbani in definite trouble. Bullpen going for the Cardinals right away. They may need a right-hander just to get him out of the inning. They do have some activity down there. Check the bullpen for the Cardinals. They do have right-handed activity. They have right-hander Mike Perez loosening in the pen, but we'll try to give Urbani one more chance. The pitcher spot is up next, so they're going to walk Manwaring intentionally to face Billy Swift. Now, if he can't get Billy Swift, then you know he's coming out of the game. So this is his last batter, one way or the other, because he leads off next inning. So if he gets the out, he'll be pinch hit for. And, there's only 1 out, my bad. I was thinking there were 2 outs. So they're definitely looking for a double play here. 2-6, and that's a 1 right now, but the ballpark can change that. 2-6 here is a 5. So we're looking at a 60. But the blue die is a 6, which means you're looking at the right fielder. And the right fielder is Brewer. And let's see what kind of range he has. I don't think it's very good. Brewer's range is only a 2. So right now it's a 1, but if this thing changes to anything above a 2, that's going to drop in for a base hit. The Cardinals need a 1 or a 2 on this red die, or they're in serious trouble. And they're in serious trouble. That's a 5 here, so he will not make the catch. It's going to be a single, and it's going to be, let's see here about runner advancement. Runners advance 1 base, 2 bases if their speed is higher than the outfielder's arm or with 2 outs. There are not 2 outs. But let's see here. Runner on second base is Clayton. His speed is a 4, and Brewer's arm is only a 3, so he will advance. Manwaring will not. Manwaring will have to hold at second base, but the run scores as Clayton scores from second base. And Bill Swift, an RBI single, go figure. And that's going to be it for Urbani. They can't go any longer with him. He's going to have to come out of the game. No choice in the matter. They will bring on Mike Perez. His job is just to simply get the 1 out. They will not do a double switch. He's a shorter reliever, doesn't have a whole lot of length, but they need him to get out of the inning and keep their team in the game. It's kind of like a save situation right here. He's got to save the game, keep it from getting out of hand. And Darren Lewis is your batter. 1-5 is a 5. 1-6 is a 2. Total 7, and that's a pop out to second to end the inning finally. But the Giants put up 4 here in the 4th inning and take a 6-3 lead. 4 runs for the Giants as they just took it to Urbani. And let's see, Urbani walked 2. One of them was intentional. Also gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So it's 4 hits, 4 runs, no errors, and 2 left. So we go to the... I'm sorry, that was just the second out. What am I doing? Got ahead of myself. That was just the second out. My bad. Robbie Thompson says I got a chance to do something here as well. So don't want to get ahead of myself. I put the 4 here prematurely. Hopefully I don't have to fix that. Perez, 5-2 is a 27. 5-4 is a 2 here for a total of 29. That 29 is a fly to center to end the inning. So, yep. So everything is okay. Nothing had to be redone, fortunately. That is the final third out. Giants sent 9 to the plate. 4 of them score. It was an old Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning. And now the Cardinals will send a pinch hitter to hit for Mike Perez, as he did his job. He went a third of an inning. 2/3 of an inning, actually. Gave up nothing. So now, pinch hitter time for the Cardinals. Look at their bench. They do have a couple lefties, Langford and Perry. Langford's more of a leadoff guy, so I think they're going to use... Well, actually, Perry's a much better hitter, so my bad. They're going to use Gerald Perry. He's a .338 hitter. So Gerald Perry will pinch hit for the Cardinals. For Urbani, who couldn't make it out of the 4th inning. So Gerald Perry is done, and now we'll need a new pitcher in the top of the 5th as well. And we'll see who that's going to be coming up. Probably a right-hander. Most likely it's going to be Omar Olivares, but it could be Les Lancaster. Let's see how they want to play it. I think they're going to go with... actually, they're going with Les Lancaster. He'll be coming in the top of the 5th. But right now, Gerald Perry, pinch hitting against Bill Swift. 5-6 is a 4, 5-1 is a 1, total of 5, and that is a grounder to third. So Gerald Perry is retired, 1 away, and that will send us to the top of the order for Luis Alicea. Bill Swift in better ground now with that comfortable 6-3 lead. 1-2 is a 2, 1-2 is a 1. That's a strikeout. So Bill Swift flexing his muscles here in the 4th. 2 up and 2 down, and here comes Tim Jones. Shortstop, he's singled and walked. But Swift is kind of feeling it right now. 2-6 is a 3. But again, I'm sorry, 2-6 is a shaded area with a raised number of 3. So let's see, 2 is the left fielder, Barry Bonds. And his range is a 5, best you can have. So, no, there is nothing that makes it above a 5, so he will make the catch. I'll roll it just for kicks and giggles. It's a 4, which changes it to a 3. But even it stays a 3, actually doesn't change it. But his 5 definitely covers that, and that will be an easy catch for Barry Bonds. 1-2-3 inning for Mr. Swift. And after 4 complete, it's the Giants 6 and the Cardinals 3. And the fans at Busch somewhat stunned. And that'll bring up Les Lancaster. He will come on and pitch for the Cardinals. Not to be confused with Burt Lancaster. And Willie McGee. Me and Willie McGee will lead off. McGee is hitting to a double play and singled. 5-4 is a 27. 5-3 is a 1, total of 28. And that's going to be a fly to right field. So McGee is out on a fly to right. Put away out there by Brewer. 1 down for Matt Williams. Williams is grounded to short and walked. 3-3, and we're in the shaded area again. 3 here is a 1, so we're going to add 1 to whatever we get here. This has to be a 7 to be a hit. Well, you can't get higher than a 5, so the fact he's got a 1 here is going to cancel out that hit, but we need to see what kind of out it's going to be. It could be a different kind of out than what's showing now. That's a 4 in column 3. So that's going to change this number from a 5 to a 4. You add the 1 to it, makes a total of 5, and that will be a short fly to left field. For out number 1, or I'm sorry, out number 2, as Williams is out of there. So Lancaster doing his best to keep the Cardinals in the game. Here's Barry Bonds, struck out and singled. 4-4 for Bonds is a 17. 4-6 is the second baseman. That's Alicea. He's a 2. So that's going to be a 21. And with the infield back, we will now go back to the umpire chart. 1 or a 6, he is out. Anything else, he is safe. He's safe. So Barry Bonds beats out the infield hit. He's now 2 for 3. And that'll send us to Steve Scarsoni. But now you wonder if you pinch hit for Scarsoni. He's 0 for 2. He's in there. He was in there against the lefty, but now they got a righty. So the Giants are going to go to their bench for a pinch hitter. Scarsoni only hit .252 on the season. They're going with Todd Benziger. And Benziger will stay in the game to play first base. So Benziger will stay in the game to play first base in place of Scarsoni. Better defender as well. He's an error rating of 66, which means he cannot make an error. All right, so Benziger pinch hitting for Scarsoni, trying to give the Giants a little bit extra cushion if possible against Lancaster. 3-3 is a 14. 3-6 is a 3, total of 17 in column 3, and that's a double to the gap in center field. So Benziger, a pinch hit double. Bonds, who flies, he runs at a 5. The center fielder arm, Witten, is a 4. So that's a +1, but then you add 1 when it's a throw from center field to home plate, makes it a +2. So we go to our third base umpire chart on the +2 category. The only way he's out is on a 12. So he scores. In fact, 7 is extra base plus, which means lead runner safe advancing, extra base on a close play. Trailing runners may move up on the play. Roll 1 die. Any runner with speed equal to or higher than die moves up. So the runner, in this case, is Benziger, who's a 2. So if they roll a 1, he'll move up. We do not. So he's going to hold on the single there. And Bonds will take it to third base. Actually, that was bad. I was thinking he was at second base. My bad. He was at first base. He was at first base. My bad. So there's no change. So it actually would be a 1. But it ends up being the same. A 7 on a 1 or a 2 is the same result. So it ends up being the same. So even though I messed that up, it turned out to be the same. Got lucky on that one. Benziger. Or was that a double? My bad. I got to make sure I knew what I was checking here. I thought it was a single, but now it's a double. My bad. I was right the first time. He does score. It's a double. I thought I was right the first time. That was kind of weird. But it's an RBI double for Benziger as Bonds comes around to score. All this with 2 outs and nobody on. And the Giants add to the lead at 7-3. Getting a little discombobulated there. But eventually want to get it right. That's the important part. It is 7-3, and now Royce Clayton, the batter. 1-1 is a 20. That's going to be a base hit with a possible error. 1-3 is a 2, total of 22. So that's a single. Runners advance 1 base. Ball drops and maybe mishandled. Roll against the error rating of the fielder. So in this case, it was a 22. The blue die was a 3, which means we're looking at the center fielder. And that is Mark Witten. And Witten's error rating is only a 26. He's really good in left field with a 65, but in center and right, he's got a terrible error rating. So this is higher than a 26. The run's going to score. And it is. So Clayton will take second on the error. Scoring is Benziger, second run of the inning. E8 on the Cardinals. Each team now with an error. It is now 8-3 in favor of San Francisco. And that brings up Kurt Manwaring, and Lancaster can't get that third out. Here's Manwaring. First base is open. They could walk him again and pitch to Swift, but they're going to go ahead and pitch to Manwaring. 5-4. They may end up walking him anyway. 5-4 is a 2, and 5-3 is a 1. So actually, no, it's going to be a 3, which is a grounder out at second base, and they can have Swift lead off next inning. So for the Giants, they pick up 2 runs. They do it on 3 hits and an error. And they leave 1 on, and now Tabby jumped back on the table again. So got more problems to worry about. But not as many problems as the Cardinals have to worry about. They're down 8-3. And you wonder if Lancaster is going to come back or not. Somebody is coming back is Bill Swift. He's got a comfortable 8-3 lead to work with. And Greg Jeffries is your batter. 4-5 is a 4. 4-1 is a first baseman. And that is the new first baseman, Benziger. But I tell you, you come in the game, replace somebody defensively, the ball will find you. He's a 3. So 4-5 is a 4. And 4-1 is a 3. Total of 7. And that's an easy ground out. And Benziger will just take it to the bag himself for out number 1. And boy, the Cardinals just look deflated right now. Here's Zeal. 6-1 is a 16. 6-1, though, is going to go be a ground ball, so we're going to move from here to here. It's going to go from 16 to 2, and a 6-1 is going to be the second baseman, so that's an easy ground out to Robbie Thompson. Would have been a fly out with a 16, but it ends up being a ground out. Again, just to represent Bill Swift being a ground ball pitcher. Here's Gilkey. 3-2, and that's in the shaded area. That's a 2. 3-6 is a 4. So all we need now for there to be a hit is to make this a 3. That would give it a total of 7. Anything 7 or higher is a hit. So if this changes to a 3, then we got a base hit for the Cardinals. And the way it changes to a 3 is right here. If we roll anything other than a 1, it's going to be a base hit. And it's a 6, so it actually changes to a 5. And so the 5 plus the 4 is a 9 in column 3, and that's going to be a single to right field. So a 2-out single for Gilkey. Homered his last time up. This time he singles. So he's 2 for 3 against Swift. He's aboard with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Mark Whitten. 1-5 is a 5. 1-5 is a 2. Total of 7. He's going to pop to second, and that's going to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. 5 innings in the books here at Busch, and the crowd's not happy. It is 8-3. And we got a new pitcher coming in for the Cardinals. Again, they got so many pitchers, there's no reason to make anybody go a long relief route. So they're going to bring in another pitcher, and it's going to be Todd Burns. They acquired him from Texas. So Todd Burns is on. He will pitch the 6th inning. And he'll be facing Bill Swift, the pitcher. He will lead off here in the top of the 6th of an 8-3 game. And Burns is a fly ball pitcher. See, the C6s will change everything to column 6 if we roll in that area. 2-2 is an 11. 2-1 is a 4. That's a total of 15. 15 in column 2 is a single, but if a pitcher has a star, which is what he's got right here, that's changed to a pop out to first. So that one area there, the asterisk changes it according to the chart. It's a pop to first on any result 12 through 16, and we ended up with a 15. So it's a pop to first. So Bill Swift does not get the advantage of the hit. He will pop out. 1 down. Here's Darren Lewis. 6-2 is a 51. That could be trouble. 6-1 is a 2. Total of 53 in column 6. And that's a line drive hit to right field. And it says, runners advance 1 base on a single. Chance for extra bases. Roll against the outfielder's defensive rating. All right, the defensive rating in right field is Brewer. He is a 2. So if we get higher than a 2, this is going to be an extra base hit for Lewis. We do not. It's a 2 exactly. So that means it's going to hold with a single. So it's a 2-out single for Darren, or 1-out single rather, for Darren Lewis. So Darren Lewis is aboard. Brings up Robbie Thompson. 4-2 is an 18. 4-5, though, is going to be a fly ball. So it's going to take this ground ball, tank it over here to a fly ball, and now we're in the shaded area. That becomes a 9 with the potential to change it, and a 4-5 is now a 3. So we're going to keep a 3 with whatever we got here. Right now it's a 12, which will be a probable home run, but column 6 can change that based on what's up here. So we'll roll 1d6. Get a 5, which means that drops it to a 6. So the 9 will drop down to a 6. The 6 and the 3 is a total of 9. That's a single to center field. And there's going to play station to station, first and second, with 1 out. As Robbie Thompson gets himself a base hit, and the Cardinal bullpen just doesn't have any answers here at this point. Here's Willie McGee. 3-1, and we're in the shaded area again. 3-4 is a 2, so we keep the 2 right here. Again, the Cardinals need this to be 6 or less to make the play. So if it stays a 4 or less, it'll be an out. If it bumps it up to a 5, then it's going to be a hit. The only way that happens is to roll a 5 or a 6. Anything else, he'll be out. It's a 3, so it's going to drop to a 3 actually. So 3 and 2 is a total of 5, which is a short fly to left for out number 2. So that time Busch Stadium helped them out. Helped the Cardinals out, rather. Out number 2. Here's Matt Williams. 5-6 is a 1 with a J. 1 with a J. But with the action chart, a lot of times guys on base will override that. But we'll see if he reaches, first of all. So 5-6 is a 1. 5-3 is a 3. Total of 4. And he's going to ground to short, so it's not going to matter. That's going to end the inning. That was the final out. So nothing doing for the Giants. They get no runs. They do it on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. That's it for Todd Burns. He pitched his 1 inning. He will be pinch hit for coming up. And for the Giants, no runs there. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Bill Swift can go through 7 innings, so he's still in good shape. He'll be facing Brewer, Pagnazzi, and a pinch hitter. Most likely that would be Ray Langford. 4-1 is an 11. 4-2 is the second baseman. And 11 means it's an error chance. Second baseman, in this case, is Thompson. His error rating is a 56. So we have to roll more than 56 to be an error. Do not. It's a 21, so good play for Robbie Thompson. And there's 1 away. Brewer is retired. Brings up Pagnazzi. 4-1 is a 5. 4-6 is the second baseman, and Thompson will make the play again. Two down, and now we need a pinch hitter for the Cardinals. And I thought it was going to be Langford, but they may decide to go somewhere else. Let's see what they want to do. Actually, they're going to go with Geronimo Pena, switch hitter. So Geronimo Pena will pinch hit for the Cardinals. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Cardinals in the top of the 7th. Bill Swift to Pena. 4-2, 17, 4-6, second baseman Thompson. Thompson is a 1, total of 18. The infield back, that's an easy ground out. So all 3 ground outs went to Robbie Thompson. He took care of everything. 3 up, 3 down. And we go to the 7th. Still an 8-3 ball game. And now we need a new pitcher for the Redbirds. And let's see who they might want to go to. Leading off for the Giants is Barry Bonds. So they're going to go to a lefty out of the pen. And it's going to be Paul Kilgus. So Kilgus will be coming on. Left-hander. To face Bonds, Benziger, and Clayton. Top of the 7th, 8-3, Giants comfortably in front. Whoa, 6-6, that's bad news. That's an 11. 6-5 is a 1, total of 12. So chance it won't be a home run. If you roll a 1, it's not a home run. Anything else, it is. It's gone. Barry Bonds greets Paul Kilgus with the Apple-like 6-6 home run. And the Giants add on to the lead. It's now 9-3. That one was crushed. Kilgus had no chance. Benziger, 2-3 is a 16, 2-1 is a 1, total of 17. And when the base is empty, that's a strikeout. So 1 down for Royce Clayton. 2-5, that's a 16. 2-2 is a 2, total of 18. There is an asterisk there, and it says on the 18, oh, it's not affected. Fly to center. It has to be 12 through 16 to have that asterisk come into play. Otherwise, it's just a regular fly out to center for out number 2. And that brings up Kurt Manwaring. 4-6 is an 11 possible. That's an error check. 4-2 is second baseman Alicea. His error rating at second base is a 46. Right there, 46. So if we roll a 47 or higher, it's an error. It is not. 25, he makes the play. So Alicea makes the play. A run on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. 7th inning stretch time from Busch Stadium. And it's the Giants 9 and the Cardinals 3. Bill Swift back out. He is set to lead off next inning, so they're going to probably cap Bill Swift at the 7 innings, most likely. Due up for the Cardinals, top of the order, Luis Alicea, followed by Jones and Jeffries. 6-6, that's an 8. 6-5 is a 3, total of 11. And that's going to be a single, but a chance for a home run if we get a 6. And we do not. It's just a single for Luis Alicea, but you got to start somewhere. And Luis Alicea gets himself a base hit. He's actually 3 for 4 in this game from the leadoff spot. And here's Tim Jones. 4-2 is a 6. 4-4 is a shortstop Clayton. And Clayton is a 2. That's a total of 8. And with the infield halfway, that's going to be a force out at second base. Not a double play, but a force out. It's going to go 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Jones, the new runner, at first. But 1 out for Greg Jeffries. 2-6, and we're in the shaded area again. 2-3 means we're looking at the center fielder, and that is Darren Lewis. His range is a 4. So the only way it's going to be a hit if this number goes to a 4 or a 5. The only way that happens if you roll a 5 or a 6. Anything other than 5 or 6, and he will make the catch. He does. So it actually drops to a 1, and he easily makes that catch for out number 2. Jeffries is retired, and that brings up Todd Zeal. 6-3 is a 31. 6-5 is a 3. Total of 34, and that's a short fly to center to end the inning, and that's going to cap Bill Swift at 7 innings. He actually has a quality start. 7 innings, 3 runs. That's a quality start. And he got plenty of run support, as it turns out. It's a 9-3 ball game as we go to the 8th inning. And we'll need a new pitcher for the Cardinals and a new hitter for the Giants because Bill Swift is going to be pinch hit for. So the Cardinals, first of all, have to declare who's going to come in and pitch. And it's going to be left-hander Lee Guterman. So Lee Guterman is in. And let's see, that means the Giants are going to a righty off the bench to pinch hit. And they are looking at, who do they want to use? They're looking at Mark Carry-On, My Wayward Son. There'll be peace when you are done. So Mark Carry-On. Don't know if he's from Kansas or not, but we shall see. Or you could say Carry On Luggage. It could be another one too. Let's see here. Guterman facing Carry On. 6-1, and that's a 16. 6-4 is a 1. That's a 17, and that's going to be a deep fly to left, 1 away. So Carry On is retired. in the pinch, and that's going to bring up Darren Lewis. Tabby again trying to interfere. 6-6 is a 7. 6-6 again here is a 2. Total of 9. That's going to be a single because Darren Lewis doesn't hit many home runs, so he will have to hold with a single there. As total is a 9, not a 11 or 12 or 13. So now Tabby is really starting to want to get in play here. But Darren Lewis with the single, he's now 2 for 5 after that single. And now Tabby wants to get... Tabby, I can't do anything with you in front of me. You're going to have to move. I know it's a blowout, but you're going to have to move. I didn't say sit down. No, you need to move. Thank you. All right, let's keep it going here. Robbie Thompson, the batter, with 1 out and 1 on. 5-4 is a 1. 5-6 is a 4. Total of 5. It's a ground ball to third. With runners on first base, open scores a walk, but first base is not open. So it's ground ball to third, out at second, others advance. So it's a fielder's choice. It's going to go 5-4 as they get the force out at second. Thompson, new runner at first with 2 down. We'll bring up Willie McGee. 2-5 is a 4. 2-4 is a 5. That's a total of 9. And that's going to be a pop out to short to end the inning. So Guterman does his job, keeps the Giants off the board. They do get a hit, but nothing else, and leave 1 on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we need a new pitcher for the Giants, as the Cardinals now will have to deal with somebody other than Bill Swift. So we go to the Giant bullpen, which Tabby was sitting on just a second ago, so I had to move her again. So Giant bullpen, let's see who they want to go to. Coming up for the Cardinals, right-handed hitters mostly. Well, actually right switch left, but I don't think it matters at this point. And he carries 1 glove. It's Mike Jackson. Michael Jackson. Mr. 1 glove. But this one's on his left hand, not his right hand. So Mike Jackson is the pitcher. He will be on in a 9-3 game. Bernard Gilkey coming up. He is actually 2 for 3 with a home run. That was against Bill Swift. 6-5 to 36. That's going to be a strikeout. So 1 away. And that sends us to Mark Whitten. Switch hitter. 3-2 is an 11. 3-6 is a 2. Total of 13 in column 3. And that is a line out to short for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. That brings up Rod Brewer, the right fielder. 5-6 is a 2. 5-6 is a 4. Total of 6. That's a walk. So a 2-out walk to Brewer will bring up Pagnazzi. (5-4) is a 27. 5-1 is a 1. Total of 28. And that's going to be a fly out to right field to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. 8 innings are in the books here at Busch. It's still a dominant 9-3 lead by the Giants. That's all for Mike Jackson. And the Cardinals will also need a new pitcher to pitch the top of the 9th. And they will go to right-hander. They will go to right-hander Omar Olivares. They still got Murphy and Batchelor in the bullpen if they need them. But Olivares is on. He will be pitching to Williams, Bonds, and Benziger. Right-left switch. So it could have went to Murphy, but we'll go with Olivares. 2-3 is a 16. 2-2 is a 4. Total of 20. And that will be a fly to right. 1 down for Barry Bonds. Homered his last time up. 4-1, and that is a possible error, and there's a plus sign, but with the score being what it is, all steals are being called off, so if he does reach, there will be no steal. That's an 11, which means possible error. 4-2 is a second baseman. Alicea, his error rating is a 46. We've seen that once before, so higher than a 46, he makes the error. It's a 46 on the number. It means there's no error. It has to be greater than that. So he will make the play by the skin of his teeth, as they say, for 2 down. And Bond's not happy about it. Thought he beat out the throw, but he did not. And here is Benzinger. 4-6, 16. 4-3 is a third baseman, and that is Zeal. And Zeal checks in as a 3. So we got a 3 and a 16, total of 19. With the infield back, though, that's just a routine ground out to end the inning. So Olivares pitches a 1-2-3 ninth. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Cardinals. It's not a good one, but it's a chance, as they say. And they'll have to do it against another pitcher for the Giants. And that pitcher will be... He's no longer a closer, but they're going to bring him in anyway, and that is Dave Righetti. Only had 1 save in the 93 season, but he's in there. Dave Righetti. And he'll be pitching to Alicea. Jones, although he might pinch hit for Jones. And then Jeffries. Alicea, 3-4, possible rare play. It's even, though, so it's a ground ball back to the pitcher. His speed's a 4, and he will beat it out. So an infield single for Luis Alicea. Starts off the top of the ninth with a base hit. He's gotten 4 hits today, 4 singles for Luis Alicea. He's done his part. For the Cardinals, they will go to their bench for a pinch hitter, right-handed pinch hitter, and it's going to be Brian Jordan. So Brian Jordan will pinch hit for Jones. And if it somehow miraculously goes to extra innings, they will have Ozzie Smith play shortstop. So right now it is Brian Jordan who does really well against left-handed pitching, rather. He's got those splits there for left-handers so we can get home runs. But he found column 5 instead. 5-3 is an 8. 5-1 is a 2, total of 10. And that's going to be a walk. Says action chart F, but I think if that has anything to do with steals, then we won't be using that. Yeah, that's a stealing thing, so we're going to ignore the action chart F because it's irrelevant at this point. But 2 are on, thanks to the pinch hit by Brian Jordan. And that brings up Greg Jeffries. Righetti, a little shaky here in the ninth. 3-5, that's a 12. 3-1 is a 3, total of 15 in column 3, and that is a line out to second base. Out number 1. No provision for a double play, just as runners hold. So here is Todd Zeal. 4-2, that's going to be a double play to end the game. 4-2 is a 1, 4-1 is the first baseman, and that means that is Benzinger. He will go 3-6-3 to end the inning, end the game. So that's going to do it. Cardinals will be defeated by the score of 9-3. After scoring a single run in each of the first 3 innings, they were shut out for the last 6 as Bill Swift and a couple of relievers took care of that. And we'll be right back with the totals and get you ready for next Sunday. Okay, final line score in the ball game. Giants win it by the score of 9-3. 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Giants. 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals. Winning pitcher was Bill Swift, and the losing pitcher was Tom Urbani. So the Giants, with the victory, now improved to 78-58 and are now 4.5 back of the Astros in that National League West with that victory. Cardinals now drop 9.5 back. That's pretty much irrelevant to begin with. Next Sunday, we will be in the city of brotherly love. The Astros and the Phillies, the 2 top teams in the National League, will be going at it. It'll be Pete Harnish against Ben Rivera, and that will be from Philadelphia. That is next Sunday night from the Vet in Philly. But that's going to do it from here at Busch Stadium. Final score again, the Giants come back after being down 2-0. They come back to win it by a score of 9-3, scoring 7 unanswered runs in the ball game and making a winner of Bill Swift. Home run of the game for the Giants belongs to Barry Bonds, and the home run in the game for the Cardinals belonged to Bernard Gilkey. Bonds actually player of the game, 3 for 5, with 3 runs scored and that home run. So Bill Swift pitched a decent game, but certainly not player of the game. It's Barry Bonds that would realistically be the player of the game. And that's going to do it from here. Next video on the channel will be the Yankees taking on the Orioles in Payoff Pitch 2022 season replay. And then next Saturday, it'll be the Brewers hosting the Red Sox in the NBC Game of the Week from 1975 on Inside Pitch. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.